Alright everyone, here we are playing Kyle is Famous. I know it's a free edition. I downloaded like 20 games tonight that I'm playing through. Really don't feel like dropping like $150, $200 on these games. So I got some of the free ones. I'll be honest, I'm just playing through them. So here's Kyle is Famous. Let's get started. Yeah. Kyle woke up. He is famous. Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Insight has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. It's a good compliment. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Wow. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She's dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. First decision of the morning. Can I just go to bed? Wither away, exit the bed. Personally, I would wither away. Because I love sleeping. We'll exit. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Let's go. What would I do? I'm just going to do this based on me. Just see what happens. I would... Normally when I work, I immediately go to my desk. I don't even shower or brush my teeth or anything for a while. Yeah. Let's open the closet. It was dark, and he could only really see his hanging shirts. Let's choose an outfit. Take some time to choose the perfect outfit. Now that I'm thinking about it, he should have showered. Because we're running out of time, and we gotta do a slick suit. Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks? What? Let's scavenge. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for bugs, gossip, back to bedroom. I need back to bedroom. Let's find some bugs. Kyle started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two. Soon he had a small handful of various insects, dead or alive. Let's eat immediately. Kyle threw back his head and crammed the sticky wriggling mass into his mouth. He felt refreshed. That was his breakfast with a bunch of bugs. Let's go to the hallway. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connected the rooms of his apartment together. Let's go to check locked door. Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly that the door was locked from the inside. What do you mean strange? You know, he lives there? Force the door with forehead. Kyle decided it would be best to try to force the door open with use of his face. Just matching his features into solid wood for several minutes, Kyle gained severe short-term amnesia. That's not good. So right now we've got a suit on, and we've ate bad food, and we got amnesia. Let's go to the kitchen. Let's open the fridge. You know, I think I'm running out of time. Kyle started to grab condiments from the fridge, squirting them into his mouth with both hands. Ketchup, horseradish, and mayonnaise entered Kyle's mouth at a rate that soon overwhelmed his ability to swallow. Kyle spewed the excess condiment slurry across the kitchen, covering the furniture and walls. Kyle continued until all the condiments had been emptied. So that's considered food, but bugs. Yeah. Let's leave apartment. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long pondering look around him. Let's visit the neighbor. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. "Good morning, neighbor," said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly. Ask Gabby about Rachel. Well, we have 3 hours to study, so. Gabby, Kyle asked, "What are your true thoughts about Rachel May?" "Oh, Rachel," Gabby said. "She's a wonderful woman. Her generous acts have inspired more good work than bad." Gabby trails off, not meeting Kyle's eyes. After several comfortable moments of silence, Kyle turned around and laughed. Showtime. Kyle hurried to set. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. Hold on. I'm gonna say this word. Genuinity. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. That's good. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. "That's good. Hey, good job, Kyle. Good evening, Kyle," she said, looking him in the eyes. "I've been looking forward to being here." Kyle responded, "Oh, gosh." "Hello, you?" Kyle's ears began to ring from his concussion. Rachel looked at Kyle, slightly confused but continued smiling. Before she noticed the glazed look in Kyle's eyes, the producer approached. "Time to get started," he said, putting a hand on Kyle's shoulder. "Let's get stationed." Kyle sat in the nearest chair, which was Rachel's. After a moment, Rachel hesitantly sat in the host chair. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. "Good morning, everyone," said Kyle. "My name is, Kyle made a desperate effort to remember his name, or really anything. Kyle looked at Rachel. "Do you know who I am?" he asked. Rachel looked back, confused. "Who are you?" "Well, if you're not Kyle, I don't know who you are." Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle made up his mind that he probably was Kyle. "Well, he said, I am Kyle." A long silence followed. Eventually, Rachel spoke up again. And I'm Rachel. Hi, everyone." She waved. "Hi, Rachel," said Kyle. "So, why are we here?" Rachel was visibly worried. Funny. Weren't you planning on asking me any questions?" "I mean, I don't have any ideas." This guy. Kyle kept staring at Rachel. Someone coughed. Kyle looked around and noticed the crew. "Who on earth are all of you?" he asked. Nobody answered. Kyle got out of his chair and walked off frame, leaving Rachel alone with millions of viewers. Rachel smiled at the camera nervously. "Well," she said, "let me tell you some knock-knock jokes." Eventually, the producer ended the broadcast early due to technical issues. Kyle woke up in his bed the next day remembering nothing about what had happened. Okay, I'm resetting because I want to do this right. I made him forget every single thing. He lost his job and ruined the interview. So let's focus. Exit bed. Open the closet. Choose an outfit. Slick suit. Alright, we're back here. I don't want to sit at the desk. I want to exit bedroom. Should we try to cook something? Maybe we get some food in us. Move to kitchen. Open fridge. Kyle constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast, along with a small fruit cup and grilled sausage. Eat, not smash. Enjoying every bite, he felt refreshed. We're gonna leave the apartment. Let's go to the tech store. Kyle walked into the clean white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot playing soft music from a small microphone. I don't want him to steal Techno Jim. I want him to... Let's just talk to this guy. Kyle asked the store attendant whether or not they offered any free samples to important customers. The attendant gave Kyle a confused and slightly vacant look. Kyle began to beg for a free sample. Oh gosh. Wanting Kyle to leave, the attendant grabbed a decrepit phone meant for spare parts and held it out. Grab with hand or grab with teeth? Let's grab it with hand. Oh, we got a working phone. Kyle took the phone pleasantly from the outstretched hand and said quietly, "Thanks for your service." Kyle now has this phone to use forevermore. Last time the neighbor wasn't great. Let's go to return to bedroom. Let's sit at desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Write notes. Let's write some notes. Kyle wrote down his first questions. First question. My mother, is your mother a mother? Are you a mother? What are some diet tips? Beef, mashed, or blended? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? Yeah. What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? I purposely ran over a puppy. Hold on. She was going to tell some knock-knock jokes she had prepared. What's your funniest story? Let's do that. I'm going to try to get this perfect. So we're going to do the boring. Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down, checking desk drawer. Kyle opened up the side drawer of his desk and grabbed one of the items stored there. Oh, we're out of time. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded, answer politely. Let's try to beat this. So there's a lot of stuff you can do in just this small preview. And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest. After other mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after seeing the studio lights brighten and the cameras clicked on. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. Oh, these questions, I hope they go over good. Are you a mother? I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. Let's just, what are some diet tips? Rachel, you managed to keep such a thin and healthy figure, said Kyle. What's your best diet tip? Well, a good diet starts with a plan. And don't break it. Cheat days can turn into a habit. But, she continued, that doesn't mean a midnight snack here and there isn't allowed. She smiled. Kyle looked at his flabby self, decided not to comment, and move on. You've been involved in a lot of different things, said Kyle, but what's your funniest story? Well, that's a great question, Kyle. I think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family. In the soup I made, I swapped out the water with milk and tipped a whole jar of salt into the pot. While my family was sick from trying to eat it, I swiped their things and locked myself in my room. Rachel laughed elegantly. She poisoned them and then stole from them. Are you a mother? Rachel, I and many others would love to know. Are you a mother? Kyle looked up from his notes. Well, being a single woman with a career, she answered, that's not something that has crossed my mind. Rachel smiled genuinely. Okay. Very reasonable indeed. Last question. We all have one. What's your guilty pleasure? Oh, well, that's neat. Dipping pickles into chocolate sauce. Just the fact that she said sauce. Might sound strange, but it's tangy and sweet at the same time. I eat it far too often. After reading his final question, Kyle looked over from his paper. Well, Rachel, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. Do you prepare for your interviews in advance? Because you seem very together. Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well, but as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing. Pretty much you have a bunch of different options. If you can play the game more, just do nothing, I guess. Oh, so I was just clicking while talking. Kyle decides to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died. Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. So I'm just a ghost now? I will play this one out. Let's... The film quickly float through as ghost. Yeah, I'm not gonna, Kyle uses ghostly powers to walk straight through the door. Kyle found himself in the room. He stashed the various items sent to him by fans. Check the supernatural stuff. This was one of the many mysterious artifacts Kyle had been sent over the years. Kyle stashed a mysterious artifact for later use. Ooh. Get laser claymore. Of course, you always expect a battle. Float through side door. Kyle found himself in the room. He stashed... Oh, we just wasted some more time. Haunt around. Kyle felt a sudden pull on his heart. Had he abandoned his job as a ghost? Was he fulfilling a spooky, ethereal role that he'd accepted while lying in bed this morning? Kyle realized he had no other choice. He must spend his day spooking about. Kyle decided he should make a plan about who or where he should spook. Spook the interview. Kyle thought that it would be best to continue his daily course, but with a twist. Today, he would still go to his studio, but instead of conducting an interview, he would haunt. Excitedly, Kyle made his way to the studio early to find the best spot to conduct his ghostly duties. The studio is empty. Being so early, the crew wouldn't arrive for several hours. Kyle gleefully skipped around the building, finding the best spot for himself to hide. After searching for some time, Kyle decided to hide behind the guest chair. Kyle quickly placed himself down and drew his legs to his chest. Soon the crew began to arrive and set up for the interview that night. Invisible to all his senses, Kyle went undetected. He watched as cameras were set up, screens were turned on, and pages were flipped. Within an hour, Rachel walked into the studio. Hey everyone, said Rachel, smiling kindly. I'm ready to get prepped. Who do I need to talk to first? Kyle's producer approached her. Thanks for being here, Rachel. You should talk to Andrea about makeup first and then wait for when Kyle arrives. Kyle, knowing he was duping everyone, began to giggle uncontrollably. It was then that he, like clockwork, ceased to be a ghost. The studio grew silent. Everyone stared at Kyle, head down, clutching his legs and giggling at the floor. Kyle froze. He had found himself in a situation he had not encountered before. Kyle started to crawl out of the studio on all fours, hoping the small form would avoid attracting more attention. Everyone wordlessly watched as Kyle slowly made his way across the stage, through the production set, and out the door. As soon as he was outside the studio, Kyle broke into an all-out sprint. Kyle made his way back to his apartment as quickly as possible. Kyle sat in his kitchen and processed what had happened during the day. He vowed that he would never haunt anything again. So yeah, like I was saying, I wanted to play that one out. I mean, he died and he became a ghost. I was like, okay. So there's 100 different endings, it says on their Steam page. So go buy it, go check it out. It's a pretty fun game, pretty fun story game, just different endings. So, all right, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe. It would really help out the channel. You know, what everyone else says. So bye.